It seems there's being a lot made of what Elon Musk's role is actually at DOGE. The president has introduced him as the head of DOGE multiple times in interviews. Yet there's this affidavit that we've been able to get our hands on here that the press has as well. That it contradicts the White House claim that he's the head of DOGE. This affidavit actually says he doesn't work for DOGE at all. Reading directly from it, it says Musk is not an employee of the U.S. DOGE service or the U.S. DOGE service temporary organization. That's according to the director of the White House's Office of Administration. So what is his role?
As backlash continues to mount against Elon Musk and his so-called Department of Government Efficiency, the Trump White House is now tying itself in knots in both legal documents and on live TV in terms of articulating the exact relationship between Musk and DOGE in ways that will shock you. Even Fox News hosts seem to be very confused, and top Trump advisors are making asses out of themselves on live TV. The whole thing is a mess. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, this is a doozy, and it's really mysterious, and it smacks of a sinister quality. But the Trump White House is now suggesting in legal documents that Elon Musk has really nothing to do with DOGE, and he doesn't work for DOGE, and he doesn't lead DOGE. As Mediaite reports, Trump White House claims Elon Musk doesn't actually work for DOGE in striking new legal filing. The White House is claiming Elon Musk does not run or even work for the Department of Government Efficiency, a claim that seems to contradict numerous previous statements from Donald Trump and Musk and others. And again, also contradicts things that we have been told by top Trump advisors and spokespeople even after this document was filed. Again, whole mess. In a legal filing late Monday, Joshua Fisher, the director of the White House's Office of Administration, stated in an affidavit, under the pains and penalties of perjury, pretty big deal, that Musk is, quote, not an employee of the U.S. DOGE service or U.S. DOGE service temporary organization. So what exactly is Musk's job? Quote, Mr. Musk is an employee of the White House's office. He holds that position as a non-career special government employee, SGE. In that job, Mr. Musk is a senior advisor to the president. In his role as senior advisor to the president, Musk has no greater authority than other senior White House advisors. Sure. Like other senior White House advisors, Musk has no actual or formal authority to make government decisions. Now, that is true. He's not supposed to, but he is the de facto co-president at a minimum. The characterization runs counter to numerous public statements from Trump. In a November 12th statement, Trump announced Musk as the head of DOGE in tandem with Vivek Ramaswamy, who has since moved on. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. That's weird. Interesting. And again, it goes through all the many, many, many examples, but the truth is, you don't need those examples because you're familiar with them. You know the things that Trump and Musk and others have said, that Musk is running DOGE. But now they're signing legal documents, presumably to fend off legal challenges or demands for information about Musk, as is to insulate or protect Musk from, scrutiny or from disclosures. It's really weird. And again, it's so weird that even Fox News host pressed Caroline Leavitt, Donald Trump's press secretary, about this earlier today.
Andrew here, by the way, and thanks for coming back on with us. It seems there's being a lot made of what Elon Musk's role is actually at DOGE. The president has introduced him as the head of DOGE multiple times in interviews. Yet there's this affidavit that we've been able to get our hands on here that the press has as well. That it contradicts the White House claim that he's the head of DOGE. This affidavit actually says he doesn't work for DOGE at all. Reading directly from it, it says Musk is not an employee of the U.S. DOGE service or the U.S. DOGE service temporary organization. That's according to the director of the White House's Office of Administration. So what is his role at DOGE?
Sure, I'm happy to clarify. Elon Musk is a special government employee here at the White House, serving at the direction of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Elon Musk has been tasked with overseeing DOGE on behalf of the President. And DOGE employees, DOGE folks, have been onboarding at respective agencies across our federal bureaucracy as political appointees, just like any other political appointee gets on board with the new administration with the changing of hands.
You didn't clear anything up. You just said what was said prior to the affidavit. So was the affidavit wrong? Why are you guys being so weird about it? But here's the thing. Okay, you might think, okay, well, Josiah, listen, there was clearly something at issue with the affidavit, right? Everybody said that Elon Musk was in charge of DOGE, including Trump. Then the affidavit's the outlier. The affidavit, says Musk is not in charge of DOGE. And then Carolyn Levitt seems to correct it and say, oh, yeah, of course, he's in charge of DOGE. Except on the same day, today, that Carolyn Levitt said that, then you have this from Stephen Miller, Deputy White House Chief of Staff. So technically, Caroline Levitt's boss, or certainly somebody who outranks Caroline Levitt in the White House chain of command. She's press secretary. He's second in command nominally in the executive office of the White House under White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, who outranks everybody, again, on paper, except for Trump. And this is what he had to say about who is in charge of DOGE.
So who is in charge of DOGE?
The President of the United States.
He's the administrator of DOGE?
No, the DOGE is what was formerly U.S. Digital Services. It's an agency of the federal government that reports into the executive office of the president, which reports to the President of the United States.
Okay.
You know what's weird? So again, let's just walk. Okay, so Trump and everybody, Elon Musk is in charge of DOGE. This affidavit comes out and says, no, he's not only in charge, he's not only not in charge of DOGE, he doesn't even work for DOGE. And I signed this under pains and penalties of perjury. And he's in the office of, again, like administration and personnel, so presumably he'd know. And then Carolyn Levitt, the White House spokesperson, comes out and says, no, well, of course Elon Musk is in charge of DOGE. And then you have Stephen Miller contradict Carolyn Levitt. So who the hell's in charge of DOGE? Now you might be thinking, what? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say you might be thinking, because my audience, I like to believe, is truly rational. Folks, you know why this is a big deal. But to a MAGA Republican who may have stumbled across this, first be sure to like and subscribe. You might be thinking, well, what's it matter? Well, we don't need to know who's in charge of DOGE. We do. We do. This department is accessing Treasury records, Social Security information, Social Security benefits. As you just saw from a video I just released, that Elon Musk has assumed de facto control of the Social Security administration via DOGE, which he may or may not run, because who knows who runs it. It's important to know who runs things in the federal government. The government's supposed to be accountable ultimately to the rest of us. That's why we know who the president is, and how we know who the White House Chief of Staff is, and secretary of this and secretary of that. And notice that neither Miller, the person we just showed, or in the affidavit, nobody actually mentions who is nominally in charge of DOGE. Like when the CNN anchor says, okay, well, is Trump the administrator of DOGE? Miller's like, no. Okay, well then who is? Notice how they conveniently leave that out. And why are they leaving it out? That's just really strange. Could it be, again, to insulate Musk, to cover for him in terms of PR, public relations, because his polling is plummeting, to put some distance between Musk and DOGE? Is it to protect Musk or the Trump administration from the various legal challenges, to try to insulate them? Again, there's a lot of reporting on this where people are perplexed. Who's in charge of DOGE? Not Elon Musk, White House says. A top White House personnel official revealed that Musk's title is senior advisor to the president, a role in which he has no actual or formal authority to make government decisions himself, suggesting that he is not in charge of an agency like DOGE, because those people actually do. Like agency officials, yes, they ultimately report to the president, but they still make day-to-day decisions without the president signing off on it. The technical designation does not mean Musk is not, for all practical purposes, the key decision maker for DOGE, which has been staffed full of his allies and still may ultimately be fueled by his influence over the White House. Again, So, it leaves room, well, de facto, in practice, Musk is basically in charge, but not officially. Why are they so weird about this? And again, people are wondering, like, speculating, like, is this to protect people from, we do know, I should say, we do know that affidavit by Joshua Fisher was a declaration, made the statement and a declaration to U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan, who was appointed by President Obama. By the way, she was the one who was presiding over the January 6th case against Trump, right? She's ferocious. She's powerful. Who was hearing a case filed by Democratic attorneys general against Musk and the DOGE effort. So again, this seems to be weirdly obfuscating and not at all transparent and certainly not efficient. A lot of secrecy has surrounded DOGE despite Musk's attempts to position it as maximally transparent. The White House's unwillingness to state who its administrator is only adds to its sense of opacity. They won't tell you who's in charge, then they say Musk is in charge, then they say Trump is in charge, then they write legal documents saying that it's not Musk, but they won't tell you who actually is. And this legal document was made in a lawsuit about Musk and DOGE. Folks, this is really disturbing. When you combine all of that with the intrusion of DOGE into the U.S. Treasury payment systems and Social Security and God knows what else, this is a big freaking deal. And more should be said about it. Everybody should be sounding the alarm. And again, the fact that the White House seems to be tripping over itself and being pressed even by Fox News suggests that this is not a good look and there's something really deep and sinister going on. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.